Demo man running in my head, yeah. I'm back, everybody, and yes, we all do make mistakes, and these are the ships that I may have left out in the last capital ship video. That's right, we all are guilty of a mistake once in a while, and I had them in a folder, and I was like, this video seems to be missing a couple of ships, and I realized, yeah, the 890 Jump, the Hull D, and of course the Banu Merchantman. That's right, we're going to be talking about those glorious vessels in today's video, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. So obviously we're going to do this by size, and we're going to start off here with the 890 Jump. Now the 890 Jump, I'm going to have to say it now, is definitely one of the coolest ships in Star Citizen, simply for the fact of it is ultimate luxury, ultimate protection, and it looks like a goddamn yacht that can fly. I mean, come on. I mean, you see it today in today's world with these people with these super yachts. Now, me personally, I like the idea of a super yacht, but I think it's a little pricey for what it is. That said, I could probably afford a shed under a motorway somewhere, at most. So, you know, beggars can't be choosers, right? But yeah, the 890 Jump is an amazing ship. It really is truly gorgeous. I can't wait to see it in the game for the simple reason of I would love to meet the people who own them. Now, I'm fortunate enough to know someone who owns an 890, and yeah, it is so cool. I look forward to seeing that in the game, and I'm pretty sure he does as well because yeah, he owns an 890 Jump. I mean, it's an amazing ship. So, without further ado, let's read what they say. The blurb, the words. Let's read the words of the developers. So, with an elegant, sleek exterior that belies a spacious interior, the 890 Jump is a true engineering marvel, crafted to impress from every angle by combining a unique, innovative design with the finest materials and the most advanced technology that results in a vessel that is in a class all of its own, a masterpiece worthy of the name Origin. Hot damn, if that doesn't get your, like, sales pitch across, I don't know what will. So, we're going to go to the technical overview now. So, radar is large. It has 2 medium computers, 2 capital class power plants, 2 capital class coolers, 2 capital class shield generators. This thing is a little bit tanky. It doesn't mess about. It's obviously got to have ultimate protection because, it's this, super yacht type deal, and you don't want your VIPs being, turned into space dust. So, it's got 2 large fuel intakes, a capital fuel tank, a large quantum drive, a large jump module, and a large quantum fuel tank. It's got 2 retro thrusters, 6 main, and it has 30 fixed maneuvering thrusters. So this thing is going to be pretty nimble, for a ship of its size at least. So it has so with weapons, of course, we're going to have to go with the remotes first. Usually I jump right into the man turrets. So you have a size 4 remote turret, somewhere located in the rear, and another remote turret size 4 somewhere around the front. So you've also got 2 more remote turrets of size 3, and it also has 2 racks of size 6 missiles. So each one of those size 6 missile racks contains 8 missiles. So you got a decent defense on this thing. It's not an offensive ship by any means. I mean, this ship is no way aggressive whatsoever. Its focus is obviously touring. Its length is 123 meters. Its beam is 52 meters. And its height is 24 meters. Its size is capital. It's got a lot of mass. And it's got a cargo capacity of 1,600. A minimum crew of 3 and a max crew of 5. Now, I'm not sure if that includes guests, because that's something they've been leaving out recently. Especially as we know with the Kraken, the numbers are all wrong. And as we know, the ship matrix needs to be updated. And I'll save that for another video because I could rant for about an hour about that. And I'm pretty sure those of you who know what I'm talking about feel the same way. So, the glorious 890 Jump. The majestic space yacht. The Moby Dick of the space world. So, it is a pretty goddamn gorgeous spaceship. It does remind me of the Titanic. Whatever you do, do not crash into any giant ice, asteroids, or whatever. It'll be bad. You'll be floating on a pneumatic door in space. It's not gonna be pretty. But yeah, like it is an absolute marvel in terms of like engineering and whatnot in the verse. I mean, Origin builds ships out of the finest materials and use only the best components, because you gotta remember Origin's backstory and where they came from. And if you'd like to know more about that, check out some of my older videos. I did a complete history of the Origin manufacture where we cover all of this stuff. So yeah, the 890 Jump is going to be one hell of a ship in the verse. And you may be thinking, okay, but what is the real point? Now, as we know, there are going to be ship-specific missions. Also, on top of that, things will grant you certain reputations. Now, if you have an 890 Jump, you may get clearance to go to other places that most of us peasants would not be allowed to go to, especially us Kraken owners. You know, we'll be flying around and they'll be like, oh yeah, there's no one of those Drake guys. With these guys, it's, oh, excuse me, sir, let me pull out the chair for you at the table. With us, we're told to, like, you know, oh yeah, there's a dumpster out back. Someone threw in a lobster. Bon appetit. It's like, shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, the 890 Jump is, absolutely stunning. That's the #1 selling point on this ship. It's beautiful, and the interior is going to be gorgeous. And not only that, this is the ship that I guarantee you a lot of those wannabe high rollers are going to be aiming for. You know what I mean? There's going to be a lot of people in the verse that look at this ship and go, damn, that is the definition of success in Star Citizen. I want to get me an 890 Jump. Well, guess what? You can get it early. Well, you could get it early. I'm not sure if they're going to sell it again, but it was sold previously for $890. It's like, oh, just like the name. Yeah. I don't know if they did that as sort of like a, hey, yeah, because its name is 890. But yeah, it's a bit of a, you know, bit expensive. But yeah, they gotta remember, ships' costs are all tallied into components and the materials used to build a ship and all that good stuff. So you want positives and you want the negatives to owning an 890 Jump and all that glorious good stuff. Well, first off, you own an 890 Jump. If you do, that's gonna be a big deal. Mainly because Origin, the way they work is you're gonna need to have a outstanding reputation to be able to purchase ships from them in the game. As we know, Star Citizen is going to be tied in very closely with a reputation system, and that means big things in for the game, at least, especially with pre-buying ships now. Now, if you're going to be a pirate or someone that's maybe not on the best side of the law, the only real way of you getting an 890 Jump is to buy one now or to hijack one later. You, for downshore, are not going to be able to purchase one in the game unless you fix your reputation. That's one of the biggest things here. Or if you do, it'll be from like some sort of shady, like, you know, second-hand ship dealers that only basically sells to criminals at like really ramped up prices. So yeah, the 890 Jump is going to carry some heavy reputation to be able to get it, and obviously a very hefty price tag. I'm not even kidding. So the ship is going to obviously have the most advanced features, like, for its class. Like, it's going to have like the most advanced components. It's going to have the highest quality components, the best grade stuff. So yeah, the 890 is designed solely for luxury touring. It will offer an experience quite like unlike any other. You are going to be going around the verse, basically, in a giant space yacht. You'll be exploring the most beautiful locations in the most beautiful ship with the best views and all that good stuff. And yeah, no, that's a lot of the positives. It's not a very aggressive ship. It's not something you're going to be using in combat. But now we're going to go into the negatives. Now, unfortunately, for a ship like this, there are a few. Now, it is defensive only. Okay, you need to remember that. This ship will not make you money whatsoever. That's not what this thing is designed to do. Even if you was to maybe use it to ferry around exclusive diplomats and things like that, and maybe celebrities in the verse like NPCs and whatnot, you're not going to be making your return on this thing too well, because the components are going to be so expensive that when the luxury components wear out, replacing them is going to cost you an arm and a leg. And not just that, I mean, this ship is supposed to be a luxury ship, so it's supposed to be kept at tip-top condition at all times. As we know, things degrade over time. They will even gain dirt and dust, and the interior will get all mucky and whatnot. That's what they're going for, and they'll start getting grungy if you don't clean it. And the 890 jump is going to require a lot of upkeep. It's a very, very, very expensive ship to run, and even more expensive to look after. So yeah, it is basically one of those if you've already made it type deal kind of ships. But don't get me wrong, it is absolutely stunning. It's a one-of-a-kind ship. But, you know, it does have its drawbacks. But, you know, the positives are obviously plain for you to see. I mean, you can go almost to any of the high-ranking places in this sucker. I mean, they're like all open to you because, you know, you are a 890 jump owner and you are part of the 890 club. And yeah, no, it's a pretty cool club to be a part of. It's very maneuverable for its size. So essentially, if you do get into trouble, it also has a snub fighter. So say you want to maybe land in some scenic location with your 890 or hover, and you can launch your snub fighter, and you can just fly into maybe the city with that and use it as a shuttle to get around. And then you got your 890, which you can maybe put at the space station. But yeah, the 890 will be able to get itself out of trouble relatively easily. It's got very good maneuverability. Unfortunately, it does not come with a capital class radar. And if a Polaris wants you dead, you're done for because you won't be able to see it on your map and it'll be able to see you. The 890 jump is a massive target. It is huge. And with its color scheme, it's not blending into space anytime soon. Especially with its origin, you know, bright white. You know, standard issue paint, it's going to stick out like a sore thumb. It does have 2 capital class shields, and that means it'll take quite a bit of a beating. Like, don't get me wrong, capital class shields are no joke. Even 1 capital class shield is quite difficult to get through, but 2 will be really sturdy. But the 890 is not going to be able to put up much of a fight in return. Yeah, you can hold off the odd raider pack here and there of pirates, but if someone comes along with a dedicated, like, you know, attack force, like let's say you have a few cutlasses show up, a caterpillar, and then a couple of really heavy hitters in there, like some vanguard harbingers, you're in dire straits. You're in trouble because you got to get out of there. Not only the cutlass is going to be quick and the rest of the fleet going to be very maneuverable, but that's a lot of firepower you're going to have to put up with. Sure, you may destroy the cutlasses and put some serious damage down the caterpillar as it tries to fall back, but those harbingers, if they manage to get all their torpedoes off, they might just get through your shields eventually, and that's when, you know, your costs of repair are going to go through the roof. Hell, they might even try and board you. I mean, the 890 jump is going to be one of those ships that is going to attract a lot of attention. You do not want to take shortcuts with this thing because you will have really nasty pirates coming after you, and you might even get an NPC Kraken coming after you if you go through, like, let's say, less than legal space. So if you have a Kraken attack you, then it's game over pretty much. Yeah, you can try to run, but if it has a full payload of fighters and has that firepower it does have, which is equivalent of Javelin class firepower when it has the same main gun as a Javelin, which is something people overlook all the time, then you're in real trouble. That thing's got enough DPS to cut through your shields. It's designed to be able to cut through the shields of an Idris. You are in deep trouble. You need to get out of dodge fast. So there's that, and then there's the drive cooling speeds and spooling speeds. So you need to remember all these things when it comes into play. But you will have luxury components, so that means you should be relatively safe. But it is not a combat ship by any means. It's got a lot more defense than the Endeavor. It's got a lot more defense than most civilian grade ships. But at the same time, don't use this thing for combat. I've seen people talking about it like they're going to use it for warfare and whatnot, but don't do it. Don't do it. It's so just not worth it. I mean, this is a ship you're supposed to enjoy in, like, maybe even exploration. You know, like, not extreme exploration, but you can do it in style with a ship like this. I mean, there is so much you can do with an 890 that you just can't really achieve with most other ships. And you can have, like, you can take the most beautiful pictures. I'm not even kidding. You can go to some of the most scenic locations, even just hover the 890 jump maybe over a lake or over, like, a beach or something, and boom, there you go. Instant, like, screensaver right there. and you're going to have a lot of fun exploring this ship. And hell, you can even throw parties on this thing. You're going to be shuttling diplomats, and not only that, the 890 jump serves as something else. It can serve as a meeting point for ultimately multiple orgs to come together to meet on this 890 jump and have a discussion on maybe setting up alliances and things like this. It's the kind of thing you're going to expect the ship to really come into its own for. Maybe shuttling a organization's, let's say, diplomats or meeting party to another org to start a conversation or whatever, like for an in-game face-to-face, you could say. And you know, if an org shows up with their diplomats riding high in an 890 jump or another origin ship like that, then you can tell they mean business and they've got the funds to back up what they're trying to say, and it really does send a message. But yeah, the 890 jump is a remarkable ship. It's not a moneymaker. It's gonna burn through your cash before you even see the green. So yeah, there's that with the 890, but it is a one-of-a-kind ship. If you own an 890 jump, please let me know in the comments below and tell me what you are looking forward to most about this ship. What is it that really does make you, like, you know, really excited to see it in the game? Like, what really drives you to want to have it now, kind of deal. So yeah, let's move on to the next ship in this list. So, next ship on this list is definitely a favorite of many of you. A lot of you out there absolutely adore this ship, and obviously it's the Banu Merchantman. Now, the Banu Merchantman is very much a unique ship. It's an alien ship. Well, for starters, it's, you know, built by the Banu. And yeah, getting hold of one in the verse is going to be a nightmare. Best way to get one is to buy it beforehand, because the 890, the Banu Merchantman, it's very much going to be difficult to get because it's transferred down from generations of Banu. That's the way it works. Like, a family will have this ship handed down from one generation to the next. And that's just the way it works. The Banu Merchantman is going to be made of alien materials and whatnot. Like, maybe it might even have some stuff that is really hard to get a hold of. So it can cause some complications in the future. So let's read the words of what they have to say on the Banu Merchantman. Banu traders are renowned for their merchant prowess, traveling the space lanes and trading with everyone from humans to the Vanduul. Their sturdy, dedicated trading ships are prized beyond all other transports, sometimes passing from generation to generation of Banu. So that's the words that they've put behind it. It's got a large radar, 2 medium computers, 2 large power plants, 2 large coolers, 2 large shield generators. It's not as sturdy as an 890, that's for sure. It's got 2 large fuel intakes, 2 large fuel tanks. It's got a large quantum drive. It's got a large jump module. It's got a large quantum fuel tank, 2 VTOL thrusters. You got 2 retros. You got 3 main thrusters, of course, and you have 12 fixed maneuvering thrusters. Now, this ship is a bit of a blockade runner, and obviously that shows with its firepower. So, for your weapons, you have got 3 size 6 weapons and 1 more size 6, which is undetermined right now. And you also have a turret of size 5, which is a remote turret, which is pretty handy. Your specifications are 160 meters length, 160 meters beam, and a height of 65 meters. Cargo capacity of 3,584 units. Minimum crew of 4 and a maximum crew of 8. The Banu Merchantman is not joking around. So, the Banu Merchantman on board does have a shop. You'll be able to sell right out the gate from this ship. With its cargo capacity, you're going to be making money with this ship, like, real easy, real quickly. It's got enough firepower to put some really big holes in something nasty that tries to get in front of it and slow it down. It's got a solid defense. It'll be able to knock the jaw off of most things that'll try to take the cargo off of it. The Merchantman by no means is a dedicated combat ship. Its shield capabilities simply do not hold up to that, and its armor is not exactly going to be tough. It's designed to be a shop, essentially, a mobile trade vessel. But it is a huge ship, don't get me wrong. This thing is massive. It is a big one. The Banu Merchantman also, it's going to grant you some more access to certain things. There may be some reputation sway that you get with the ship early on, like when you go to Banu space. You'll be able to trade more efficiently, you'll be able to maybe buy stuff that certain people won't be able to buy right away, all that good stuff. And you may be able to take on missions because they will have ship-specific missions for the Banu Merchantman. You might even have some specific Banu missions, so you can start grinding out those alien reputations right away. Don't expect to be trading with the Vanduul anytime soon, though. I think that's Banu exclusive for now, at least. Because as we know, the Vanduul, the way they work is it's multiple clans. Each clan has its own set of rules and their own combat style and whatnot. Some clans might want to trade with the Banu, and others might just want to basically kill them. And that's something that the Banu run into all the time with their Banu Merchantmen. This is why the Banu have the Banu Defender. If the Merchantman was this end-all, like, you know, it can kick as much ass on its own just fine ship, then it wouldn't need the Defender. But the Defenders are necessary. The Merchantman cannot handle a assault, you could say. It's not designed to do that. If you come up against a sizable force, you're done for. But it's not designed for that. And I know a lot of people out there are like, oh, I'm going to use the Banu Merchantman as a combat ship. You'd probably have the same amount of luck with a Starfarer because you've got similar shield tanking capabilities as a Starfarer. So there's that as a major drawback. But yeah, the Banu Merchantman is the ultimate commerce ship. You're going to be making so much cash for this thing, like so many credits, and you can sell directly from it. And here's something really cool that you can do. You can be that like really awesome like odds and ends store, you know what I mean? Hell, you might even have like a Mogwai, you know, like little Gizmo. Find one of those suckers and put him in the hold, and you can sell him to people and be all like, ah, with Mogwai comes great responsibility, you know, don't put water on it, don't feed it after midnight, you know, all that deal. That's the whole thing with the Merchantman. You're going to be selling unique items from across the verse that most people will not be selling at all. Like, most people will be selling the basic stuff and stuff in bulk. But with the Merchantman, you'll have a shop on board where you'll be able to sell essentially like unique items and whatnot, like, you know, really unique treasures and stuff. It does have cages on board and whatnot for slave trade, and that's something I'm very much against. I don't like that idea at all. But I know it's, you know, the Banu are an alien race, and it's completely acceptable to them to trade in people as well. So what this ship does also have as another capability is it makes an excellent pirate ship, because essentially it's got a huge cargo hold. You're going to be able to, like, you know, sell almost anything from your ship, so you don't have to worry about coming into a port or whatever. And not only that, you can capture people and enter in the slave trade. You could basically be a slaver, and that's kind of worrying if you think about it. But yeah, the Banu Merchantman does offer some really unique, let's say, propositions and really unique experience. Yeah, let's call it that, a unique experience. It's not like, you know, evil or anything. It's not like they designed it from the start with going, oh yeah, let's make it look like a shark. You know, because that's a friendly animal. But yeah, it's a really, really awesome ship. So, positives and drawbacks. Positives are you're going to be able to make a lot of money with this ship relatively easily. It's got enough offensive firepower for you to be able to try and run a small blockade. It's got enough maneuverability and speed to basically get you where you need to go on time. It has multiple different options, and it has you covered in almost every aspect of selling things. And maybe selling some less than appropriate things. It's an all-rounder when it comes to the making money game. But let's go to the drawbacks. Drawbacks obviously are, it is not designed to be used as a combat ship, and I know a lot of you guys have bought it out there for that purpose, but it's not built for that. It's designed to make money. This is your money maker right here. You can live on this ship, okay? This is the idea. You live on your Merchantman. It's your home, basically. And it's your shop. It's all these things. But there comes the problems. It's at risk of piracy, very much prized amongst pirates. It's going to be hard to get components for because it's alien tech yet again. It's going to be hard to repair because there might be some foreign materials used in the building process that you won't be able to get a hold of, anywhere else other than Banu space, perhaps. So there's all this type of stuff. Like it does have its positives. I mean, it is the ultimate, and I mean this. It is the ultimate seller's ship. You know, it's the ultimate trader's ship. If you like, you know, sell goods, people, all these types of things, and this is the ship for you. If you are a no holds barred person, it's perfect. It's an excellent smuggling ship. It's a blockade runner. It's your supersized Millennium Falcon, pretty much, except with a little bit more of an alien sort of theme to it. So yeah, definitely recommend the Merchantman. It's a one of a kind, and it's gonna be pretty fun to see it in a game. So the next ship in this list obviously is the humongous Hull D. Now I've already covered the Hull E. I know we're doing this the wrong way around, but the Hull D is something I should have covered then. But you know, it is a really good ship. It is a solid ship. It's built to last. So let's read what they say. The Hull D kicks off the larger end of the spectrum with massive ship built around a rugged frame. The Hull D is affordable enough to operate by mid-size organization companies. The Hull D are often used as flagships for mercantile operations, but their bulk means they should be operated with escort fighters. While not in safe space, the UE military uses modified Hulls Ds as part of their supply chain, arming and refueling the soldiers on the front line. There you go. Its length is 209 meters, beam 70 meters, height 70 meters, and size is, of course, capital. Minimum crew of 3, maximum crew of 5. Cargo capacity, hold on to your butts, is 20,736. So this is something I can expect most organizations to be using to shuttle goods and whatnot from A to B and basically try to build up some sort of money with. This ship is a lot easier to use than the latter end of the spectrum. It operates in a really comfortable space. It knows what it is. It's a bulk freighter, but you're not going to basically cripple your org if you lose one of these. Essentially later on in the game, maybe in the early days, definitely yes, but this is a ship that you build up towards using the whole E, like towards the whole E, and you're using the whole spectrum. But yeah, this is a very good ship. It's very solid. It trades well. You know, like it's got, you know, decent defense to it. So let's jump onto its hard points and whatnot. So it's got a capital class radar. You'll be able to see trouble coming, which is very effective. It also means you'll be able to dodge enemy capital ships because you'll see them before they see you most of the time, unless it's something like a Polaris. So you've got 3 medium computers, 1 capital class power plant, 2 capital coolers, 2 capital shield generators, 2 capital fuel intakes, 2 capital fuel tanks, 1 capital quantum drive, 1 capital gem module, and 1 capital quantum fuel tank. You got 4 retro thrusters. You have got a total of 8 main thrusters and 12 fixed maneuvering thrusters. It's not going to be the most nimble of behemoths. So, for weapons, they've got 1 hardpoint to be determined, and that's its primary weapon. As for turrets, however, you got 1 remote size 4, and you also have 3 remote size 3 remote turrets also. Now, each of these turrets do have 2 guns per piece, so you do have, you know, a decent amount of firepower. It's not just 1 gun in a turret. Now, as we know, I haven't seen a turret that has only 1 gun yet, but I think that would be pretty cool to see in the future. So yeah, the Hull D. So first off, let's get it straight. I mean, this ship is designed to make you money. It's designed to make money very efficiently, very quickly. It's a to B trader. It's going to be easier to defend than a Hull E and easier to plan the routes for and get from A to B. But yet again, it is a capital class ship. People need to remember capital ships are not to be operated by single individuals. They're designed to be used as a group activity. Most capital ships cannot be afforded, like you cannot afford a capital ship on your own in the game. That's the idea. A group of players may struggle to buy a higher end constellation in the first few months of the game's release with in-game credits. Something like this will take an organization working together and pulling the credits quite a while to get a hold of early on in the game. That's why, if you have one now, it's a huge asset. along with the other bigger ships in this list and the other civilian capital ship list. Well, basically all capital ships. I mean, let's be honest, they're designed to be used with organizations, and they're designed to be purchased by organizations, not single individuals. So single individuals owning these ships now are very, very lucky. You are very lucky indeed, Mr. Capital Ship owner. So give yourself a pat on the back for supporting the game and yeah, owning one of the coolest ships in the verse. So capital ships are badass. They are absolutely terrifying in terms of their size and their capabilities, whether it's to break the stock market or to destroy your foes very swiftly. Or maybe it's designed to be a luxury home. But yeah, the Hull D, when it comes into its own, is basically just shuttling goods from A to B. Yes, the goods are exposed when you're trading them, but that's why you have protection. Where it falls down on is its maneuverability and the vulnerability of its cargo, and then, yet again, the demands of actually having such a large escort. But that said, I mean, you're not going to be foolish enough to run this thing through, let's say, frontier space without an escort when you're hauling nothing but gold. I mean, that would be absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, as I said previous for the other Hull ship in the last video, it has basically got the same drawbacks. Your route has to be planned out a long time in advance, and not only that, your route is going to be predictable because of your size and bulk and maybe what you're trading. So pirates will always be a problem. Your worst case scenario is to maybe run into a Van Duel raiding party. That is the worst case scenario because, you know, as we know, they have pretty effective weapons, and your fighter escort might just bail on you if you encounter a bunch of Van Duel. So yeah, the Hull D is a very cool ship. I can't recommend it enough. It cannot land or fly through atmosphere too well with the cargo on its extended arms, but it does collapse. Yet again, another bonus of the Hull ships. It collapses and the internals all fold in together and it becomes a smaller ship, which you can land on a planet and you can fly around comfortably. That means you could essentially do a one-way trade run where you fly from one location to the next, you drop off all your goods, you then collapse your ship, and then maybe use it as a home as you travel back to your starting point and making a few stops along the way. It is your 18-wheeler, except of throwing the trailer away or leaving it there. You basically collapse your ship to where the trailer is packed away neatly within the ship's body. So you're basically driving a cab that has a foldable trailer, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that'll basically cover the outlines of these three ships, all these three awesome mighty ships on this list, and I can't thank you guys enough for watching the video. So as you guys know, I do use Patreon to help me make these videos, and I mean this. Without Patreon, I wouldn't be able to continue, and I just want to say a huge thank you to my supporters out there on Patreon. You guys are absolutely amazing, and yeah, I can't thank you enough. I don't use ads to keep the channel going because when I activated ads recently, I tried it out for the first time. I looked at them and I was like, oh my god, this is just the worst in the world. I hate this. Like, I can't. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna put you through freaking ads. No way in hell. So I just want to say a quick thank you to my follow us over on Patreon. Remember, you can support the channel now from $2. You literally, it's super easy. You can just add Demo Man to your list of subscriptions that you have. Maybe you got Spotify. Maybe you got like your Netflix or Demo Flix. You can get going for as little as $2 a month, and you can support me, and it'll help me out big time. And yeah, I really appreciate it. Just want to say thank you to my current supporters. So, Yellow, David Toombs, Brendan Manuel, Brandon Kelly, welcome to the club, Andrew Burton, and Adrian Miller. I just want to say a huge thank you to all of you. And, yeah, it does mean the world to me. You guys are the best. Thank you so, so much. And, yeah, I hope you guys are all doing well. So, yeah, and thank you for watching my videos and subscribing to the channel. And I love talking to you in the comments. I mean, we do get a bit of a dialogue going. And there's some very opinionated people down there, and I love it. Opinions are amazing. They are the best. And yeah, I love talking to you guys about these ships and the direction Star Citizen's going in. And one thing I really love more than anything about Star Citizen is it stays true to what it originally planned to be in terms of, okay, now we do know at the very beginning it was planning on being a, let's say, not so big and whatnot in the very, very beginning. But after they did hold that vote, not a lot of people know that, but they did hold a vote where they went, okay, we can basically make this game to the best of our ability of what we have, but if you can choose to continue funding the game, and we will make it bigger and bigger with the more money they get. And they did. People voted for option 2, so Star Citizen just got bigger and bigger. When it grew to ginormous size, the ideas and the foundations were put in place, and those were not changed or removed. And that's what Star Citizen's going ahead with. It's a very, tactile universe. It's a very physicalized universe. Everything has to feel like immersive and whatnot. It has to be an element of simulation, but also be fun at the same time. There's things like permadeath, but at the same time there's medical gameplay. Without that, permadeath, medical gameplay would be useless. So there's all of these factors that get factored in there, and it makes Star Citizen such a unique and rich experience. So yeah, I cannot wait. I am absolutely looking forward to seeing more of these systems come online. As we know, the very basic versions of mining are in, trade is in, and a little bit of exploration, you could say. You travel around planets and whatnot, and you travel around your local star system. But when they go to the 100 star system size and all that good stuff in the future, it's going to be a very cool day to see it all come together as a one big whole kind of thing. As we know, Star Citizen will be going into a soft release, which means it basically have its core features, its core gameplay dynamics, and then they'll continue to add to it. Maybe new systems like star systems, new gameplay mechanics, all this type of stuff. So as all that comes online later down the line, it is a great time to be a Star Citizen backer right now. So you know the drill, fly safe, and I'll see you in the verse. So if you'd like to go to a Bar Citizen event, please check out the description below for all relevant information to Bar Citizen Texas, San Antonio, which is run by a good friend of mine. And yeah, it's really awesome. Definitely check it out. Really awesome, friendly people. Can't recommend it enough. You'll have a blast if you go. You can talk Star Citizen and enjoy company of some really nice individuals. Can't recommend it enough. Some of the guys there are in the organization, so I can't vouch for them enough. So yeah, definitely check it out. All the relevant info is in the description below for the Patreon, everything. Bar Citizen, you name it, it's down there. Check it out. So yeah, thank you so much yet again for watching, and fly safe.